Hi, everyone. Roger Connect, president of Universal Accounting Center. And today we're going to be discussing a few things related to an accounting and bookkeeping firm, and it's with Christeen Era. She happens to be the owner and founder of Core Accounting Services, and I'm really excited for her story, only because of the things I understand she's been able to accomplish and sharing those with you here today. So first and foremost, Christeen, thank you and welcome for being, taking the time to be on the call with me today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to be here. And, we love to share our story and our journey about how we got, to where we are. So I appreciate you having me.
Well, you're very welcome. Some of the things that I think we all realize is as we've grown older and experienced our successes, there's very little time to maybe sit back and reflect and maybe even share the story that we've experienced. So anytime that this is done, I really think this is a privilege and an opportunity for anyone to really just kind of say, here's what I've accomplished. And we don't do that naturally. So this is going to be kind of fun for you. One thing that I'd want to do is just really start at the beginning. Give us a little bit of a background on your experience, your education in accounting, how that all got started.
Yeah, so, like most of us, I think we don't originate from accounting. Like we don't start saying, hey, I'm going to be an accountant. This is where I'm going to start. I'm going to be a bookkeeper. And I myself was one of those people. So I started off more in the field of, project management and business consulting. And I had worked, at a consulting firm, and then I decided at a young age to kind of go off on my own, and I was always a risk taker. So I decided I'm going to go off on my own, and I'm going to do freelance work. And so I took the knowledge and skills that I had, and I was doing, business consulting and going into businesses and helping, streamline their processes and their different departments and divisions that they had. And I fell into accounting that way, working with a client that I had been working with on an engagement. And I was helping them streamline their business, and the last area was accounting. And when that happened, they had asked me to stay on and help them out with their accounting. And I hadn't, had any other engagement to move on to at that point. And I really liked the people I was working with. So I said, hey, why not? I can do this bookkeeping accounting thing. I'll figure it out. And so I did and figured it out. And so I was doing, kind of hand in hand with them and working on their systems and processes in the business and their bookkeeping and accounting in the business. So I did that for a while and then just eventually moved on and continued in the industry. And both of them just went hand in hand for me for a long time. And I was always doing the bookkeeping and accounting and mixing it with consulting with my clients, which really brought a value I noticed over the years, where I was having conversations with them that typically other bookkeepers and accountants weren't having, talking about business strategy and growth and processes and systems, because that was the background I came from. And it took me years to realize the value of services that I was delivering to them and how much they appreciated it, and where that was really a sweet spot in my business. So, over the years it had grown, but it was always just something hand in hand that I delivered as one package, even though it was both things.
That is beautiful. One of the things that I really love about your story is the fact that you're not that traditional, I'm going into college, I'm going to become an accountant, I'm looking forward to this profession, and you're eager to become a CPA, for example. Yours was more of this transition from having been that business consultant and then gravitating into the accounting and offering those services. And what I think is so special about your story there is the fact that you were bringing in for your clients a unique perspective, having been a previous business coach, because it wasn't just the historical data and preparing the financials. You were able to now give some insights and bring some attention to things that they needed to be aware of as business owners. And that's probably one of those unique things that gave you an edge as the accounting profession's been evolving towards more of those value-added services, consultative services. So that's just beautiful. Now, one of the things that I do want to ask is, what led you to want to go out and be that risk taker to start your own business? What was that catalyst to cause you to go out and go and be on your own?
Well, I think, some of us have our own unique qualities, and that was just one that was me. I didn't enjoy, working for other people. I was always kind of the person who wanted to go, my own direction and go against the grain. And it was something I was comfortable with. So I didn't look at it, I think, as some people, to where I was uncomfortable stepping out on the edge, and taking that risk. I was also a single mom, so I was, wanting to be there for my oldest daughter when she was coming home from school, and being able to be there for her and have a lot more free time and work a schedule that was doable for me. So, whether it be in the evening or, while she's at school, that was important to me, and being able to show up for her. So I didn't mind, taking that risk. It was something to where I was just always able to figure it out. So I think those were strengths that I identified with and I had, and I was able just to run with those, and that contributed to the success that I had, just being an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that's always interesting to me is everyone's unique story as to what was that moment that led them to starting their own business and embracing that entrepreneurial spirit. And everybody has a different story, a unique story as to what that catalyst was, what caused them. And I think as a single mother, that might have been definitely a motivator for you. So I appreciate you sharing that, because there are a number of people out there that I'm sure definitely can relate to that. So congratulations, you took that step, you started your business, you grew your business. Share with us a story of some type of thing that you've experienced with a client where they benefited from your services and really, you really made a difference for them.
There's really so many to choose from. I've been doing this for about 20 years now, and I've worked with so many great people. I think just working with, business owners, it's just always been just such a pleasure to work with these people. We've helped so many, and I think that's, where our passion lies, is working with them. And I think just really identifying and helping them understand how the numbers really tie into the different areas of the business. And this ties into so many different stories, because we've helped many clients with this particular problem. So understanding how their numbers tie into the different processes and systems in their business, and how they can use them to identify the gaps and where they're bleeding in their business, and really benefit, from that process, and, become more profitable. And figure out, where are the issues, how can they improve those, and how can they really build out and utilize their financials to identify those.
So one of the things that I hear as you share that is what your clients are benefiting from is the information you're giving them is allowing them to make more informed business decisions. They're not in the dark, and they're using the information you're giving them so that they can actually be more deliberate in managing their companies. One of the things that I really struggle with is seeing so many of the accounting people, the bookkeepers, providing the financials, but the business owner is never utilizing that to run the company. And what I'm seeing you do is definitely helping them realize that wealth of information is there to help them make a better informed or more educated decision as they run their company. So that's just beautiful. Now, one of the things that I think is really telling here is you've gone through this process of starting your business. You kind of evolved from that of a business consultant. What advice would you give to someone that is considering or in the process of actually starting their own company, as you did so many years ago?
So I would say be intentional. So have a plan, have processes, a direction. Those are all, really important. Identify your goals. Know what you're going for. And those were things that I wish when I started off, I would have known, way back when. Like, I just jumped into it. I hit the ground running. I was young, ambitious, and I didn't take the time to really identify, where my mountain was. So when you do that, you kind of can end up going in circles, and you really need your direction. So identifying, who do you want to serve? What are the type of people you want to work for? What services do you want to provide? What is it that you love doing? And do not commit to the things that stress you out, because if you're doing the work that stresses you out, you're not going to last very long in delivering your services.
Yeah, it can be very, very taxing, especially if you're doing something that is not enjoyable or your passion. So I agree with that. Now, here's something that I think is interesting is your firm, you do some unique things. What do you feel is differentiating you from other accounting services in your market?
So we offer a number of services that really help a business owner intentionally grow their business. So, we're called core accounting services, but we are so much more than that. The accounting is really where it all starts. So that's where the conversation starts, and it is far, far from where it ends. And this is one of the things that myself and my team really love about what we do. So we sit down with our clients and we have the conversation that starts out with accounting. Which a lot of business owners, they don't love it, right? Who loves to talk about bookkeeping and accounting? It's so boring. So we start that conversation and we tie it into, how it's going to be great, right? And why it's going to be great. So we're teaching them through the process of how their accounting and their chart of accounts and what they're doing and what all that information is that's going to come out of it, how it's going to be great information that they're really going to love, and how we're going to assist in building it out so it produces that for them. So we get that interest and that engagement back in with them loving their numbers. And that's where it starts. And then we go through the process of, having them learn how to read their financials, because a lot of business owners don't know how to read their financials. But we don't make it overwhelming. We want them to connect with what's important and why it's important. We also make sure that we're profitable. So we are profit first professionals, and we are, a certified profit first professional firm. And we set up a system with our clients to make sure that they are a profitable business. And we ensure that when we are implementing the system with our clients, that their business is going to be profitable. So if you're having a conversation with a business owner and you are an accountant or a bookkeeper and you sit down and you say, I'm going to make sure you're profitable, they're going to tell you, no bookkeeper or accountant has ever said that to me before, or has never ensured that that is possible. And with the Profit First system, it is possible. So that's the next step that we do with them. And then we get real intentional about our strategy. So we start having the conversation, no matter how small the business is, to how large they are, we start building that muscle with their business strategy and start having those conversations with them about strategic planning, with intentionally growing their business and getting them to connect with what are the right questions to ask. What do you need to know for your industry? What are your KPIs? What are your measures? Are your markups correct? All of those important things that a lot of business owners don't know. So really, when they go into business, a business owner, they're good at something, right? They have a special talent that they opened their business for, that they love doing, and it is not bookkeeping, it is not accounting, and it is not business strategy. So a lot of the time they're missing that special relationship of having an advisor that is there to really help guide them, that they can trust and give them the direction and teach them these things in a way that they can understand it to where it's not overwhelming, and get them to the point where they can grow effectively and efficiently and learn. So we're teaching them how to fish in a way that they're going to enjoy it.
Well, one of the things I really like about what you brought up there with Profit First is their mantra is obviously eradicating entrepreneurial poverty. And that's something that I feel business owners, as they interact with you, I'm sure they feel, because as you pointed out, it is deliberate. We're going to make profit a priority. It's going to be intentional as we're running your business and helping you do the accounting. But one of the things that I think is helpful is then seeing how Profit First has become an integral part of your firm and the services you're providing, because admittedly, it does make you different than a traditional accounting firm. So one of the things I'd like to ask, since you brought up Profit First, is how has Profit First helped you? You know, the training you received, the coaching that you received from them. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been implementing Profit First for a couple of years now. I started it in my own business. And I also started helping one of my clients initially, even before I got certified in it, implementing it in his business as well. And it's a fantastic program. It helped me start building profit intentionally in my business, even though I ran it extremely lean. It wasn't something where I was putting profit away just intentionally in my business. So it wasn't to where I was just tucking it away. I wasn't really looking at, what am I paying myself? What am I paying my taxes? How am I divvying up these funds? And then the other company I was implementing it with was quite large. So it was really educating them on, how these different buckets of funds needed to be broken up based off the size of the company. So I saw that it was in an easy way, just really connecting and educating my client. And he could understand it and connect with it. And it made him so happy that the first time ever he saw money being put away for his taxes, and was not going to be overwhelmed at the end of the year by this, tax liability, and could never quite get, a finger on, well, how much am I supposed to pay? How is this going to be paid out? Not having a system. So that was amazing to see. And, then we started working with other clients once that I had to test the system to make sure, that it worked, that I was confident in it. And then I went and I got certified in it. And working with the people at Profit First, they are just a fantastic group of people, and their support system that they have there is amazing. And I started off, as a core member, and they also have a mastery member. And then shortly after my core membership, I joined mastery. And as a mastery level membership, the additional amount of support that I received was almost overwhelming. To an emotional level. Like, I was just so taken aback by the support that I was receiving, because these are things I was trying to solve in my business. And as a business owner, it's like the bookkeeper's books are never done. The accountant, like, their taxes are filed last, right? It's like the carpenter's house is never built. So, that's always the true story across the board. And so here I'm trying to build out my business and strategize, and I've got, my clients dialed in, and I'm struggling with how to get my head wrapped around it, because I'm in the weeds, and, I'm with my team in the weeds, and, we get each other out of the weeds every once in a while and try to be mindful of that. But there's really big picture things that only a business owner can really wrap their head around and figure out the direction. And then with your team, when you have a really good team, and I have a fantastic team, but then we can kind of orchestrate and move together. And I had some pretty big rocks I was trying to move, and I was just stuck. And some of the support that the Profit First team provides, they helped me get my head wrapped around some of these big rocks and get them debugged, and got me moving in the right direction. And that in itself was beyond valuable for me. Like, I couldn't put a number on it. And I was so appreciative that type of support, and something I wasn't even expecting for, being a member going through my training. So the Profit First program was amazing and learning the training of it, but then the amount of support you get as a business owner to grow and move to that next level was phenomenal.
So I just love the fact that you've addressed not only the program and the training you received to be able to provide this as an additional service to your clientele, but how much you were able to benefit personally from it, allowing you to work on your business with, as you were describing, this team of individuals that were dedicated to helping you implement these strategies and helping you as a business owner obviously deal with the issues you were addressing as you grew your own company. So that's just beautiful. That's fabulous. Now, one of the things that I think is also key is you spoke of this idea of becoming a strategic advisor, and having been a business consultant and offering these accounting services, I'm sure you really could appreciate the fact that you were becoming this strategic advisor for your clients, offering this new Profit First service to your clientele. So that's just beautiful. Now, one of the things that I then want to kind of tap into is, earlier I asked, what advice would you have for someone starting a business? And you shared some wonderful insights, but what advice would you give to someone who, like you, is an accounting firm with clients well established? What would you advise as a peer to someone that's maybe hit a wall or a plateau and they're just wondering what that next step is for their own firm? What would you say to them?
Yeah, so I would say, get connected. So get connected to other people that, you admire, you inspire, to achieve what they may have achieved. If you're looking to grow and you're unsure of what you want, start talking to other people in your industry. Don't be afraid if you've gotten to the point where you've built out your business and it's not everything that you love. Don't be afraid to take a sharp left or a sharp right. Like, it's okay to reconstruct and change your mind. I have been basically an accounting company doing consulting here and there. And over the last couple of years, we have intentionally restructured and built out our processes and our programs to not only do accounting, but become that strategic advisor. I would say grow, learn, stay connected, look for that thing that really fills your cup and is going to inspire you to reach the next level. Don't settle. That's a big thing. And just go for it. Don't let it intimidate you. Get uncomfortable, because that's where you're going to grow the most.
I love it. It's find that passion again, that something, that zeal that got you to where you are. Let's reinvigorate it, reinvent it, and let's go again. I like that. So here's one of the things that I really enjoy asking. It's, where do you see the accounting profession going next? What's on the horizon? What is it, something that we need to be aware of and watching?
Oh, let me see. I get excited about this one. So I really see, the accountants that are going to excel are going to be the ones who can conversate with their clients about strategic business growth. The business owners are really looking for the bookkeeper and the accountants of today to answer so many additional questions about business. And there's so many opportunities and avenues to specialize in, when you're looking at that field and being an advisor in that field. You could really specialize in being an accountant and looking at, specializing in cloud technology, or, strategic growth, systems and businesses, employee engagement, various things that really tie back to the numbers. So I think there's a ton of opportunity, for futures with accountants to just expand on the advisory side for businesses.
I love that. I couldn't agree with you more, because I really do feel that the old accounting model of offering financial reports that tell a historical story is really not enough now to be in the accounting space. It's really becoming, as you mentioned, the advisor, that consultant. It's offering more value-added services to where the business owner sees you not only providing the financial reports, but helping them understand what the numbers are telling, what the trends are, what the KPIs either are that they should be watching. It's a lot more. And those services, by the way, are truly the ones that actually pay the most. And that's where you really can have a better relationship with your clients and really excel, basically having them see things that you're able to, witness and observe, having that perspective that you do outside of their company. So this is great. So what are your final thoughts? Any final words that you'd like to share? Any insights that you'd like to leave with?
No, I would just say, continue to learn and grow. That's my best advice for anybody in this field. Find things that work for you, work from your strengths. Don't do anything that you don't love to do. And, if you develop a team, just really lean into them and value them and have them learn and grow too. And I've learned that. I've come a long way with my team, and I depend on them a lot, and I invest in them and their education just as much as I do my own.
Yeah, well, you've got an amazing team. Who's your assistant again? I've been corresponding with her a little bit lately. It's, I think, Emily.
Yes, Emily is she's my executive assistant.
Yeah, so Emily, wonderful person. She's been very great and very helpful coordinating all of this so that we could get this done. So you do have an amazing team, and that is, I think, so true that as you build an organization, you have to have a team of individuals that really can step to the plate with you and help you offer these quality services. So well done. So first, let me again thank you for sharing your thoughts, your insights. Congratulations again on what you've been able to accomplish with your own company. I think, Christine, you've definitely achieved something that many people aspire to have, and that's wonderful. And then the other thing I'd like to end as we wrap this up is basically in the description below, I'll just provide some insights related to the things that she shared today, such as information about becoming a profit-first professional and what that can do for your firm. I'll also provide some information about becoming a profit and growth expert and give you some information related to that. Just realize if it's about business, it's universal, and accounting success is universal. So we're definitely here to help you. So thank you, Christine, and everybody have a wonderful day, and just make the most of your career. Work on your business.
Thank you.